Hello,
Stop
everyone.
that, Jesus. Oh, can I fucking...
Can we get out of this?
Yeah, I'm trying
Can
to.
we stop advertising someone else's fucking podcast?
Yeah.
Just play this podcast for
Hey,
you.
hey, you guys, welcome to Pocket Cast. We're gonna listen to a French production podcast called Pokecast, and well, I'm just gonna start it.
Welcome to the Late Night Pocket Cast. I'm your host, Fletcher,
And I'm Ed.
and we together are searching through the catalog of the North American Nintendo DS games.
Fuck yeah.
We took a little bit of an accidental hiatus.
Yeah.
Life got busy and crazy, and our
Yeah.
last episode was so perfectly recorded. Besides the fact that it didn't record,
Dude, I'm legitimately bummed. Like, it was so good.
I spent all day trying to recall back things that we had said.
Dude, I have
And
no idea. I
and how
couldn't
to-
give you one thing that we talked about.
I think I could grab on the two, and then I'm like, how do you naturally segue into that?
Yeah,
past. No,
I have no idea.
doesn't work out that great.
Yeah, we were different people.
We
Back
were.
then.
I mean, we could recall the game a lot better than I too. This last 2 weeks, it's funny because we had a bit longer to play it, but
Yeah.
I only played it for a week and a half, maybe. You know, it being a short game.
Yeah, it is definitely a short game.
The game being WarioWare touched.
WarioWare touched.
WarioWare touched. Yeah.
Yeah. I keep getting it confused with Twisted.
And now you
It's-
got me
I
getting.
know.
like,
That's because I
Wario-
said it right before we started recording.
And then you had it written down as Wario Land.
Well, I named the folder because I keep all of my notes and stuff in a folder, and then so each game has its own folder. And I put the date and the game name, and I accidentally wrote the title for this one as Wario Land Touched, but then I named the individual note file correctly.
That's all that matters,
So-
right?
Yeah, so we played Wario Land Twisted.
Twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, WarioWare Touched.
Touched.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I know. That was
Checking
Oh,
me.
I was checking you. I was
Oh,
checking
yeah.
me.
I was on it.
Honestly, I was like, "There's no way I'm going to be able to actually say this out loud after having said all of these words so many times."
It's got to get twisted up
Ugh.
at some point. Like it's just on the touch of your tongue.
The touch of your tongue.
The touch of your tongue.
The twisted touch of your tongue. Oh boy.
If you've never played any Wario games, either it's from Wario Land to WarioWare, Wario is strange.
Dude, wait, hold on. So there is a Wario Land game?
Yeah, there is. You were
Oh.
correct on Wario
Oh,
Land.
damn. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
There's like Wario Land, I think to like 4 or something like that.
Oh, what the? Yeah, no, this is the only Wario game that I think I've ever played. And it was, man, dude, that was, what
like-
the fuck,
A fever dream.
dude? Yeah, that's a really good way to describe
Like from the get, you've got the fucking shit genie coming out of the sewer, the haunting.
Oh, dude, yeah, dude, I
trying
had
to
no
teach.
idea what was going on.
I don't think no matter what level of context you have going into it, you're gonna know what's going on.
Yeah, no, yeah, it starts you off with I guess it's an opening cutscene, and I don't even know how to describe the animation. It is.
Hand drawn in the most honest way. If I were to hand draw it, I am not. I've recently started doodling with Ren.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been like working on like trying. I'm just keep trying to. I would seen an episode of the Painting with Bob Ross,
Oh yeah.
and I was trying to kind of mimic his shading on the mountains, and I just kept fucking up. Like I can't even. It's
Dude.
like 4 lines and a bunch of shading, and I can't do it.
Dude, it's yeah. I feel that.
But the game is very elementary drawing for the most part. But it's got its own style.
Yeah,
when I
no, there's
say that.
definitely a full-on aesthetic, and there are various themes as you progress. There's like each group of levels, if you will, I guess, has like its own selective theme.
Yeah, and I'd say the art style kind
It
of.
kind of represents, but there is still it is telling a common story. Yeah, if you can even, I can't believe I just said that, because not really. It's just like at the end of each character arc cutscene, where some other character is the theme, and then it all circles back and it like plays the same last like animation clip for everyone. They're all in the dance party bar band, whatever,
Dance hall. Yeah.
and then it just adds more characters dancing. Otherwise, what the fuck is going on?
You start to think that there's a little bit, like you said, rhyme or reason, and you start to think, I wonder how this first, because you get a first intro on the character.
Yeah.
Then you play through their games, and then you get a little outro cartoon before it puts them in the dance hall.
Yeah.
And so you go, how is this going to connect to them getting down there? And very quickly realize there is usually no connection.
There is no. It's just they have their wildly own. Yeah, because it feels like the first few levels, you're like, oh, some kind of connected theme. I don't understand why, but that's okay. Like they're kind of doing They seem to appear to exist in the same-ish universe setting, even.
They do all live like down the street from each other. They're all within the city.
I guess,
because it kind of draws a map from where you're at. To every person.
Yeah, it did. Oh, duh.
But then you start to get intergalactic with it.
Yeah, dude. I don't even know how to describe what is going on. I will say all the individual character art's pretty cool, but the environments, especially like in the city with Wario, dude. Wario is a nasty.
He is. He's
fucker, dude.
He's got that. What's that word for that? The pink nose. I remember.
Oh, I know it's associated with alcoholism.
Yeah,
but I don't know what it's called.
And I hadn't even thought about it until you'd mentioned that. I was like, oh my god, he is just kind of a wandering drunk.
Just a hobo, dude.
He's like
out there wreaking havoc.
The worst kind of biker, dude.
Oh god.
A biker without a bike.
Frank Gallagher, fat.
Mm-hmm. That's a great. That's so accurate.
I just thought of that. I feel like I'm redeeming version 2 of this podcast recording.
And then him being crude makes sense for all of these games being.
It's an absolute delight. It's jarring at first, and I'm like, I mean, I don't know what I expected. This was not it. I knew, I was pretty sure that the game centered around like a collection of mini games.
You're right,
and I was technically correct.
Micro games,
yeah. You had even tried to explain these to me, and I was like, I mean, it just sounds like a mini game, but then you actually get in there. No. And at the beginning, it's fairly slow paced. Like you've got a solid 3 to 5 seconds on some of these. You could just figure out what's going on and then do the whatever. And then you get it later in and they start cooking it up a bit, and then it's slamming them like boom, boom, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, you better know and remember.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because at the beginning, the puzzle is figuring out what you're supposed to do, not doing it in the smallest amount of time. That's
right.
Easy.
You're just trying to sort out what in God's name you're trying to fucking do here. And there was some great weirdness in some of those. Oh my god.
The ones that were, and I'm trying to think of a good example. Like we said, it's been a while since I've played this now, but it's where they give you the clue. I'm trying to just make up an example.
Yeah.
Where it's like, blow away the neighbors. And
oh yeah.
So then, and you would think it's like you have to do one task, but really it's to turn up the speaker. You know what I'm saying? I'm making something up right
yeah,
now.
no, especially when it introduces like a new mechanic, and you're like I swear to God, there were some of them I was just like, I've repeated this section, group, whatever level, if you will, because each generally had like 10 at first micro games, and then like 13, and it seemed like the farther you got on, like more and more.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm trying to do here. Like, I haven't figured out like what it is I'm actually supposed to do to beat this, and I keep failing. Oh, let's talk about this one. And it was one of the early levels, but it's where you have to like slide the dude at the bottom, and I think it was oh my god, what is that? Game and Watch.
Game and Watch.
It was the Game and Watch level.
It's a slide the dude at the bottom.
Yeah. So Game and Watch, or one of the Game and Watch characters, is
Sure.
at the bottom holding like a frying pan, maybe.
Yeah.
And like there's like on the top of the second screen, somebody's like on a balcony or a ledge or whatever, and they're throwing something, and you're supposed to catch it. And it's very small, and it comes down very fast, and there's that break in the screen,
I do know
and you have to like
exactly.
slide him over to be able to catch it. And like my boy is on ice, and he's just whipping across, and I could never.
I know exactly.
Oh my
Because it's
God.
so fast. It is lightning fast.
Yeah, I could not. I just could not do it. The other one, and I think it's a Game and Watch level, but it's the variant, where there's drops, like
Oh,
it's
and you have
raining
the
or something, and
the
there's
pecan.
yeah, you just have the bucket or what have you. You just
Yeah.
have to like get it under. That's super easy because like it just falls straight, and you can just. I mean,
Yeah, and
No.
it shows you which one's building up and is going to drop. And then it's like you said, the jarring is such a great way of explaining it, because you have these games that are so easy. They give you, like you said, 5 seconds to
Yeah.
actually figure it out. You have a 3-second timer, but it takes a little bit for it to kick on. And then you have the ones that are 1, 2, 3. They're the fastest 3 seconds.
Oh,
And these are
so
right
fast.
next to each other. So you
Yeah.
don't know what to see coming. Because even if you play the same level again, the same collection of micro games, you're likely to get a couple different ones you didn't play before.
right.
And they're coming they're coming at you in a different pattern. So you can't
Yeah,
start
no,
to predict it.
it's. I mean, like you can eventually play through all of the given levels or the different micro games for a given zone. They're broken up by characters. You get introduced to new characters, right? And then each of those characters have their own selection. But
It's like every 4, I feel like, or like, yeah, because you get 3 characters usually popping out, 2 or 3 characters popping out of the car,
yeah,
and then you get one more at the end, and then you
yeah,
get
because
then
the
you
the
get
one
the
in, the
combo
one after
person.
the group is the remix, and their whole level is just all of the other threes, all in the same pool, basically.
So it's like 4. You get like every 3 you get the remix.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and I think there was 1 or 2 one-offs
yeah.
in there occasionally. But yeah, that's how I remember it. The remixes were a lot of fun.
That's where they would really get me messed up.
Oh no, those were definitely way more difficult. Well, because like each character introduced like sometimes a new mechanic, but for the most part, I mean it's all stylus interaction. In fact, there's no button interactivity in this game at all.
Not at all.
Because this was like a flagship title, I believe.
I think it was
Like
like
a launch title.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Twisted was. I think they started on Twisted first. For would you say was the
The
GBA?
advance, yep.
Yeah. And then I think they just split off some of a couple members of the dev team to work on this, and they smacked it out in 5 months.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's-
Again, short game, but like.
I wonder what the process of making a game like this is like. Because is it just a think tank of, I mean, I don't make games, but I have to assume that making the WarioWare franchise of games
Yeah.
is easier than making a Mario game
I mean.
or even a Wario Land game. You know, just because
Sure,
it's,
where you're
it's
like you
just
have level
bursts
design,
and
you know.
where this is just kind of quick games. So is it more so spending 4 months just what games? Or what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
You know, well, I used to have to pluck my grandma's leg hairs. Oh, let's make that a game where you have
Yeah,
to,
we have
like,
to pull
pluck
the
her
leg
hair
hairs
as
out
fast
of
as
somebody's.
possible.
Oh, dude, yeah. No, I'm with you. Like I read that, I was like, 5 months. That's, I mean, even in its simplicity, that's still pretty insane. Especially given that the DS was new, but like just the way that it was described, I got the impression they're like as soon as they saw, the DS capabilities and the use of the stylus, they're like, "Yo,
Can we hop?
that
on
is
that?
exactly what we want." Like, are you kidding me? Like,
Mhm.
fully interactive, like, abso-fucking-lutely, like, pinpoint precision on a GBA for this type of like game. You're not gonna get any of the stuff we were doing, right? Like, you can't smack flies as they fly across the
Yeah,
screen,
no.
stuff like that, or when just even like the balloon popping one, which is ever so simple. It's just tap all of the balloons.
Or you get into the microphone portion.
Oh, the microphone one. I mean, it caught me at a bad time, but it was really cool. I was like, "Oh, what?" I don't. Well, I'm sitting in bed next to Jess, and she's sleeping, and I've got like the volume turned way down. The brightness is way down, and then I'm like, "Oh, I wanted two more, and then I'll go to bed." And then this one is like, "Oh, it's gonna make me use the microphone," and I was like, "Oh, Christ!" And I immediately thought of that one game. It's maybe it was a Flappy Bird clone or something similar, but you have to like shout, and like your volume or what have you is what decides the level of input, or whatever it is. And I was like, that's kind of where I thought it was gonna go in my head. And the reality is you just blow at the microphone.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, that's probably fine. Except it's not. You're actually just wheezing into this fucking thing as hard as you can.
Yeah, because it doesn't have that much
No.
sensitivity, or you're either blowing into it or you're not.
Right.
Right.
Well, and some of those, like some thinking of some of the micro games from that selection. But there was one. There was a bunch of weird ones in that one. But one of the ones that I liked a lot is like there's just like what looks like a pointed candy cane of a tissue that's like pointed up, and there's some dude's nose just on on the top of the
Yes.
screen, and this tissue is just like sliding back and forth, and you have to blow into the microphone, when it's aligned with one of the nostrils to shoot up it.
Yeah, it's the nose tickle one, but you have to use the timing. Yeah.
Yeah, just that kind of shit. And I'm just desperately trying to get it to trigger on cue.
Jess is like
I'm
kinda
pretty sure I
tossing
woke her
and
up. Yeah. Like, sorry, babe. Yeah.
It's nothing. There's a fly on
Yeah,
you.
I saved you. Yeah, I'm a real hero. In fact,
The
jeez.
last true American hero.
It's a tough job, man. But somebody's got to step up.
Someone's got to do it.
You're fucking welcome. There's some weird, definitely Japanese humor in there.
Oh, it's
And I
surprising
loved
that
all of them.
it's surprising that it translates so well.
It really, again, jarring. The art style can only be described as jarring. And it's just so, especially the Wario stuff. It's like my man lives in what appears from the outside is kind of a busted up ranch style. Maybe a double wide trailer. Can't really tell. You don't get a profile. And you get to the inside shot, and this man has just a tiny table, and I think maybe a block or a barrel to sit on, and that's kind of it. And he's just eating whole cloves of garlic, and
Oh yeah, he
God,
is eating the whole clothes of
not only did he
garlic.
eat the garlic, but it like made him better. He got sick, and he ate just like cloves of garlic, and then felt better.
Well, garlic is supposed to be really good for you, and especially when you have honey, garlic and honey.
Garlic and honey, 100% all day. But just straight raw cloves, like not shelled or anything, or peeled rather, not shelled.
Do you remember you and I did that once? We were walking back from the bars. It was you, Jake, and I. I
What?
believe you and I were actually living in Sydney at the time, and we were like back visiting in Fort Collins. And we were
yeah,
walking.
that was because downtown was lit up, and we got that one picture on the corner.
Yeah, and we were
I remember
walking
that.
back from there to Jake's, and we are all lit. And we ran
Yeah.
into some kids that were investigating the railroads that went through Mason, right
Yeah,
past Mason
okay.
right there. Is that what I'm thinking of? Yeah.
Yeah, right. No, yeah. Is it
And
Mason or Mountain?
Mason, I think.
Not the trolley or the train.
Train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mason.
Mason.
Yeah.
And they were like investigating the track, and we kind of came up on them, and we asked them what they were
that's
doing.
right. You threw me off with investigating, and then because I was trying to picture these guys, but I vaguely remembered the incident, and then it dawned on me. Literally investigating, not as perhaps policemen, obviously, because they were definitely not. These were just but they investigating, like getting
the
in
one
there.
guy
Just
was on
really,
his knees, just really out his hand, just dug up all this stuff, and he was going. And I never even thought of it because we kind of came up on him, kind of laughing, and then we asked him what they were doing, and he said, "Look at all this, grain or corn, or you can tell it's been hauling by looking at this, the shit that's in the tracks."
Yeah.
And I don't remember if they were the ones, but someone along this walk offered us bites of cloves of garlic.
Holy shit. I remember now. Oh my god.
I was drunk enough to be like, fuck it, yeah, man, all right, I'll take
And we just mowed it down. Yeah, dude, I forgot about
that. Was intense.
Yo, fuck version 1 of this podcast. I forgot. Like, that's worth it. That right there is worth having to re-record this episode.
So we were training for this game.
Jesus Christ.
In advance.
Dude, that's incredible. Wow.
You kind of get in the mindset of Wario.
Yeah, well, yeah, I definitely can relate to him as a protagonist a lot more now, in his... man, I'm not gonna lie, I had to look up, like, I don't know if it's the wiki article or a Nintendo publication, whatever it was, but I had to look up, basically, the plot summary of the game, and the official plot is that, Wario has stolen... I think it was like a Game Boy Advance and a Game Boy
SP.
Yeah, I think it was an SP.
That makes so much sense now.
Yeah, because he starts out and like once you know that and you're like, are you watching it the second time? I didn't catch it quite the first time, but yeah, he's clearly holding like a very big, blocky, pixelated, but clearly a GBA, and then what looks like a incorrect proportioned DS, but of course that's an SP.
That's the SP
because that's what that is. It's just, yeah. So, yeah, that makes sense. But he's stolen them, and he's just getting away with his heist. He trips and tosses both of these by accident into an open manhole cover into the sewer. And then
our shit genie comes out.
Shit genie rises out. He looks like Mahatma Gandhi with a ghost trail.
It's more of a shit trail, isn't
He
it?
rises out of the sewers. And he's got both of them.
Yeah, because he drops them. Yeah.
Yeah, he's holding them, and he's like, hey, and, Wario's like, hey, dickhead, you fucking give me that shit. And then somehow he ends up with a DS. They combined. I don't.
Because the genie goes. He says something kind of nice, doesn't he? Or he says something to him of like, I think you dropped these, or you threw these into my house, or something a lot like
something
that.
To that. Something super benign.
And then Wario goes off, and that's when he like smashes them together.
Oh, he used fusion magic. I got you.
Yeah,
okay. I should have picked up on that.
Fusion magic.
Fuck, the powers of
Poopy fusion.
Shit. Yeah. It's so fucking stupid. Okay, yeah. So Wario cops this newly shit-powered fusion gaming platform, the DS.
Is this like some kind of down talk from the Wario team that was like, the DS sucks compared to Game Boy Advances?
I mean, maybe, I don't know. I didn't read into it so much because honest to God, just had no idea. I just assumed it was them just displaying the. I mean, because at the end of the day, like it's just the new handheld.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Nintendo lineup has just been solid. It's just a history of solid for the most part. Let's be real. Like, they take their time doing their shit, and I'll be damned, they usually do it pretty goddamn well.
When they used to have in the older games, I feel like even going up to GameCube, where
Don't get me started on the GameCube.
they had the like it was like the Nintendo approval seal. Is that am I thinking?
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
right?
It was like a black, sometimes red seal. Like
I was thinking
it was
like a little. It's like a little. Like a blue ribbon, but instead of being blue, it was like gold. But that might just be for the Super Nintendo games. It could have ended up changing. I
Sure.
think you're right because it does end up becoming like red, doesn't it?
Yeah, I felt like it changed colors either over the years or the colors maybe had some kind of
Different,
symbolic
like a series
hierarchy or some kind of. I
could
have
have
no
been like
idea.
re-release, or like
Yeah.
collector's edition type deal. But Nintendo forever had this like you had in order for it to be published by Nintendo, it had to meet such a scrupulous. And if
Oh,
you look
yeah.
at the GameCube, like we were just saying, the GameCube library is where it's Nintendo published games, like all even like the like new titles that they brought in
Yeah.
are just solid, 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 solid. It is. I
Oh,
was just
dude.
watching a video on it and just looking at this stack of games of just like fucking excellent, excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. It was wild.
Oh, dude, don't get me started on the GameCube, man. That's
And then you look
I
at
had a love affair, dude, with GameCubes. I remember. I mean, because we had the classic purple and black handled GameCube.
yeah, I think
Pretty
that's right.
black handle or
Yep.
maybe silver. Either way, pretty sure it was black. Doesn't matter. And I like it came with this booklet, and it showcased some of the current games that were either about to come out or had come out, what have you. And it's got some like ad art in there or imagery, and one of those is it just shows some like kid perhaps even I don't really remember the particulars, but he's playing the silver GameCube, and I believe it's F-Zero in the background that he's playing, and just dude, I had such a fucking hard on, like I just that thing just I was like, that's what I want.
That's the one that I
I
had.
don't know what it was. I've never fucking played an F-Zero game, dude. The closest thing I've been is fucking Smash Bros and shit.
I think
Camp
I,
Falcon.
there was like a pizzeria that had it on the Super Nintendo that you could play
Oh,
like an
fuck
arcade
yeah.
that had F-Zero. I'm with you. That's like the only. I have very little knowledge on F-Zero.
Yeah, no fucking idea.
I do have that silver GameCube.
Oh,
That's
you've
the one
got
I
the
got.
damn
Yeah.
jelly. I think I still have. No, I definitely don't. I thought perhaps I still have my GameCube. I mean, I swear to God, I've seen one very recently amongst my worldly possessions. I bet. Damn. I don't remember. I know I've got.
I feel like
Wii,
we
maybe
recently
two.
covered this, and your brother has it. I think.
Yeah,
Doesn't
he's at least got the
He's got the
library.
Wii, and then he's got the GameCube library.
Yeah, I think I did send him the Wii
Maybe
too.
that's what that was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I know Jess has a Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. That's GameCube machine right there. Do you remember the ad for the Wavebird, where it was the kid sitting in the bathroom with the
Oh.
door like slightly cracked open, and he's like sitting on the toilet, like still playing the game.
I don't think so.
God, I remember. I love that. I just thought that ad was so funny. And the Wavebird is, and I didn't realize this, but it was like kind of
Was that the wireless
the
controller?
wireless, yeah. And it was kind of revolutionary for the time because it was instead of using the infrared, it was using radio signals.
Oh, was it?
So you didn't have to have like it didn't matter where you pointed your controller, which sounds like
Yeah.
arbitrary right now, right? But like, yeah, it was one of the first ones where it was actually like a good wireless controller.
Damn. I do remember that thing being a beast.
Yeah.
I wanted one for so long. So bad.
That's the whole reason I want to get homebrew on the Wii is so that I can use my Wavebird.
Damn.
Because that
I
is
feel
such a
that.
good controller. It is got such a good weight to it too.
Damn. God, now you got me thinking of like, oh, dude, I just remember getting Wind Waker for, I think it was for Christmas one year.
Ooh.
And I just remember like, it like, in terms of thoughtfulness, it was one of the most thoughtful gifts I've ever received as a child from my parents. And on just like there wasn't a problem with Zelda growing up. It just felt like sometimes it was on the fringe.
Well, that's the fairy, right? The great fairy.
It's just fun.
That just shouldn't be allowed to have.
I mean, like
this
my
much
dad's
fun.
mom played a shitload of Zelda. Like her late husband passed, and I think the story was is that she sold his service weapon or weapons, and she bought an N64. And that woman has been a Nintendo diehard ever since. Dude, she'll kick ass at like Mario 64. She's not in there for like Brawl and stuff, that's fair. Tons of, all the Mario games for sure, but definitely all the Zelda titles since.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Ocarina of Time, dude. I remember just like sitting up on the couch at grandma's, and she's over here just macking some shit down, dude. Fucking up some Skulltulas and shit. But damn, that's not where I meant to go with this. But still, yeah, a little backstory.
Hell yeah.
I don't. Yeah. So it just, I don't know, very unexpected. And then I just remember being like, Mom, I'm gonna want to play more than normal right now. Man, yeah, and she, I only a couple of times did I get away with like, oh yeah, just let me finish this dungeon. a couple of those, and she was like, yeah, no, I don't care. Go hit your save banana or whatever.
Keep the save banana.
Yeah,
just for every game that you ever play, because one game had to save bananas. So
just gotta get the save bananas.
Forever it's a save banana.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Love that. I remember having to do like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yeah.
We had gotten, I think I was borrowing it from a friend and playing it and just being so stoked that like my buddy let me borrow it so I can just like
hell yeah,
hang out and just play it how I want. And the music's playing and like I don't know that it's saying bad words or what it's talking about.
Oh, dude.
I had to turn the music off because there wasn't like you couldn't do no explicit or something like that, or like you could like change like the genres of music.
Sure.
And so I was only allowed to do the rock genre, which is funny now looking at it because of all the punk shit that was playing on it and how it was just as bad as the rap that was coming through, but
for sure.
Fucking,
Yeah, it's the the logic has been lost on
white
me before.
suburban mob, right?
Yeah.
Like it's rock and roll, so I can't understand as well what they're saying behind the screaming and the guitars, I guess.
Yeah. Dude, I remember this one, and I think it was a computer game. I can only describe it as like a mecha arena. It felt Gundam-y. And you're these large robot-y mecha things, and you've got guns and stuff. Yeah, and it had a very, oh gosh, I'm trying to think of a similar title. It's very arcadey. And I just remember as a kid being like, this is the fucking coolest thing I've ever fucking seen. Like, I don't have like the only other games I had access to then were like maybe like Golf 98, dude, or whatever. Whatever it was called.
98.
Yeah, dude, I don't remember. And I want to say maybe somebody from church gave me a demo disc of this thing or something. And it just had like electro music. There weren't any lyrics. It was just like, you're just robots, right? Just like or whatever. And I remember my dad came in and he just gave me this really like soft, stern look, and he's like, "Son, that music is ungodly." I was just immediate. I was like, fuck. I'm not going to be allowed to play this game. I willingly surrendered it, thinking, maybe there's a chance that if I have these pure intentions of, servitude, that maybe that will somehow be rewarded with keeping the game or something. No, that shit went in the fucking trash in 2 pieces. And I was like, fuck that. Anyway, so Zelda's pretty fucking cool.
Zelda's great because you can get away with playing it when your parents are fascist religious.
Yeah, so Wind Waker was fucking big titties for me, dude.
Fuck yeah. I
Big
don't know if
fan.
I borrowed it or I think I bought it from a friend or something like that. And I think I had a demo disc for it because of the Zelda collection that you could get on the GameCube.
Oh,
And they
yeah.
had like a 30-minute demo that you could run through the game a bit. And I remember just not liking it that much because of that. I guess I don't remember what it was. My friend was just like, "You need to play Wind Waker."
It's so good, dude.
And so, yeah, it is. It's amazing. I love it. It was so much fun too to go from playing. I played it in reverse, right? I did. I don't know. Did Twilight Princess? Yeah, Twilight Princess came
is
out
after because that was for the Wii.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played Twilight Princess first,
Oh.
and then went from that.
Yeah,
and
I can. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Especially, yeah.
It's just a nice change of pace going because I love Twilight Princess is probably my favorite Zelda
It's
game.
a really good. It's got some of my all. I mean, don't get me wrong, classics are classics, but
Right.
Oh crap! What is her Midna's Lament? Is the name of the song, and it's the one that plays in the background when she's fallen ill or she's been attacked and poisoned or her shit is being sapped, whatever it is.
Did you ever see that Midna
Yeah,
Rule
Rule 34?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, which I mean, which one?
Which
There's
one?
fucking
All
a
of them.
bunch.
You
Yeah.
don't stop at one.
No, yeah,
Oh.
I've seen all of them.
Yeah, dude, that's the good. That's the
Yeah,
good.
some good stuff.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so she's real sick and shit and dying and whatever, and you've got to carry her in wolf form back to the, I think to Zelda maybe or whatever. I don't remember the deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, you gotta take her to get fucking healed or something. And that's
Sounds
the
like
song
you're
that's
saying she
playing,
gets
dude.
put
And it's
down.
so, dude, it's just, it's such a good song. I fucking love that shit. I learned to play it on the piano, like
Ooh,
me and one of my
nice.
high school buddies, because we were such fucking nerds, dude. We were like listening to like we would like whenever we do like sleepovers, you know, we would go to sleep to like these CDs that we'd ripped that just straight up had like Ocarina of Time OST on it.
Oh, nice.
Dude, yeah, and just like, you know, after being all hopped up on Mountain Dew or whatever and like
Green
a
tea.
pizza, just fucking like, oh, dude, we fucking gamed all night playing, you know, Super Smash Bros. And Legend of Zelda and oh, dude, there's a Naruto fighting game that we would play the shit out of. I cannot remember the name of it. It's gonna piss me off because I've spent a long time trying to find a way to play that today.
I bet it's the one. I bet it's one of them that we covered when we were discussing Solo 2 Robo, because that team worked on a bunch of. Naruto
They did,
games.
yeah. I remember they did work on a bunch of Naruto, but those were like the, oh god, how would you classify them? They're not quite
Adventure.
open world, but yeah, more adventure. The one I'm talking about is more like it's a fighter game. I think I'm not a fighter game person, so now I've just blanked on every other fighting game known to man. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's like not quite like Street Fighter. You usually have like a circular arena that you're in.
It was kind of
and the
like
camera will pan and rotate around it
the Dragon Ball Z fighting games.
a bit,
is
but
what I'm thinking of.
way less space. Everybody's on the ground.
Yeah.
You've got your substitution jutsus. I mean, as far as like fighting game mechanics go, it's quite simple. Like everybody has like a ranged kunai attack or something, and then if you jump, you throw it down on the ground and shit like that. You have strong attacks, you have smash attacks and shit like that. And
Yeah.
so, timing is obviously a big factor.
Less about long combos, more about
Definitely
timing
still long
encounters.
combos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you could. I mean, everybody, and it was awesome, right? Because you had all the characters, and they just it was very clean, very fun, and like once you get into it, like, dude, playing that shit with your homies, dude, it's so fucking competitive. But, yeah, dude, you'd smack a combo, and they'd hit the ground, and they would bounce a little bit, and so if you had like some kind of uppercut-esque attack that you could get underneath them as they're coming back down, you can then continue
Juggle
to
it.
chain juggle. Yeah, there's aerial combos. It can get quite excessive with some of the combos that you can do between but you're constantly generating. Oh, is it? What is it? What do they call it in Naruto? Is it ki?
I've never seen a fucking episode of this.
It's chakra.
shitty
I'm
show.
retarded. It's chakra. You're accumulating chakra, and so you have like a couple of checkpoints on your chakra bar, and if you have one of the checkpoints,
Are you
can
mispronouncing
burn that.
chakra?
Chakra, whatever,
Chakra?
dude. At this point, dude, I'm a borderline middle-aged white guy, so fuck off. I can say however the fuck I want. Anyway,
So,
you can use the substitution jutsu to like break yourself out of a combo and appear behind the guy that's attacking you, essentially, or somewhere off to the side. But anyway, I digress.
WarioWare.
Touched. Not a lot of content in this game, and easy to get sidetracked.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those games where if you were to get this as a first release instead of Nintendogs, I don't know which one you're going to get more playtime out of. Most likely Nintendogs, guaranteed Nintendogs. But
I never played Nintendogs. I thought it was just a puppy touching simulator.
it basically is. It's
Oh.
like a
Is there a Tamagotchi factor?
Tamagotchi.
Oh,
that's what I
okay.
was about to say.
Yeah.
Yep.
So wait, did the dogs die?
I don't know. I've never played. I always wanted to play Nintendogs.
I wasn't going to burn my, every so often opportunity to convince my parents to allow me to partake in some secular activity on Nintendogs. I was much more focused on things like Zelda,
Yeah. No,
So,
I'm with you.
but I always thought it was intriguing. I was like, wow, what is that all about? They touch the screen and they'll lick you. That sounds
Yeah,
cool.
it seems sweet. It seems nice.
Yeah,
like,
they were cute.
Cool. Yeah, it's cute.
But I felt like it was all wiener dogs.
I,
And I'm not necessarily complaining.
I don't know if
either.
it was all wiener dogs or if it was all puppies.
Oh,
I don't
maybe it
know.
was just puppies. Because now that you say that, I have a distinct recall of like a
A little
Labrador
lab.
puppy.
Me too. Yep, that's what
Yeah.
I'm pulling too.
So yeah, okay. Yeah. Either way, I also did not play Nintendogs.
The amount of time that you can put into this game is so. I mean, you can go back and replay certain things.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. I've gone back and done some of the remixes.
Yeah.
Because like once you get to the end and progress through like all of the new characters, there's two like hard style remixes, and it remixes all of the micro games across all of the characters, and like you have to, I mean, you're going for. In reality, it's like a high score thing. Like just go until you can't, and you usually have like 5 lives or something.
Yeah, I think
right?
it's 5. Yeah.
Yeah, and you burn through them, and then that's it, and you either have to restart or that's your score. But like those super remixes, I remember like you wouldn't be able to progress to unlock the next character or the next series of remixes until a certain threshold, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I had to get like 20, 24, or 35, to be able to finally progress.
Yeah.
But then you have like a hard mode where you have 1 life, and you're just that one's tough. No lie.
Is that end game? Like, is there anything after?
I think there's one more, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it is. Because there is definitely one more after hard mode. I think is what they call it, hardcore, perhaps. Maybe it's a hardcore mode. That seems more likely.
Yeah.
But
He seems like a hardcore kind of guy.
No, honestly, the replayability is pretty high. Definitely was bummed that it was so short. That said, though,
I gotta
there's-
disagree with you on the replayability because
Really?
it's fun and but I mean, even in let me stumble over my words here. I played this game 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay, as with every other fucking game that we've
not
played,
true.
that's right.
It's not true.
Jamie, pull up the footage.
It's not true. This game though, I wasn't looking that forward to playing it again.
All right.
When I started playing it again, I was looking more forward to you playing it.
Oh,
And then for me,
interesting.
it felt kind of just like slugging through
Wow.
it again.
Yeah, like trying to have sex with your wife in a loveless marriage.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Got
like
it.
what I imagine it's like. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, well, no, I can definitely understand. I'm picking up on the metaphors. That's good. Yeah, I liked it, and even I just said that the replayability factor is pretty high, and I think mechanically it is because having said that, I also haven't picked up the game since we met our playtime threshold.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
But I did play the
experienced
shit
that.
out of it.
Yeah, it's addicting as fuck.
Oh, I will say, like once you load it up and you're going, like, and it's not knowing what like for you as far as first playtime goes, that definitely adds
It
a
does.
lot to it because you're like, well, I want to know what other micro games, do we have in store? Like the last one I just played, that was some weird shit. That was some Japanese shit right there, and it was funny. What's next? Oh, I'm picking a booger out of this dude's nose. All right, cool.
Yeah, it is, and there was things where I was like looking forward to
Yeah,
certain puzzles, but when you're looking forward to a puzzle / micro game that lasts 3 seconds, like oh that was it.
see, I'm a TikTok fiend. Like the little micro burst of dopamine is that's where Daddy gets his sugar.
This is a perfect release for people now. Like
Yeah.
the
All day.
TikTok trend community, everybody that's been affected, the whole world that's been affected by the short-term attention.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, could you imagine having to try to plow a field by hand? Dude, I'd claw my fucking eyes out.
I'd love it. I'd love the whole. I'd be vipassaing. I'd be breathing through the whole thing and just like
what word were you going for?
vipassana.
What? Give me a definition. Let's start there.
Like the meditation of focusing on your breathing and like
shit.
breathing in and out. Vipassana.
Fuck, man, I can't remember, and it sounds close enough.
It's vipassana.
Okay.
I've said it so many times now, I can't keep going with it. But that's what I would be like, fucking in it, man. Taking, just embracing the amount of time it takes and the amount of sweat you're dropping. And just, by the end of it, you're going to be so satisfied by plowing the field.
I mean, is it my field, though? Like, am I doing this for my family's survival?
Either way, you're going to be doing it. Like, no one plows a field for no reason.
What if it's like a court-mandated thing because I nicked some dude's bumper? And I have to go plow his field. Like, where's my reward there?
That you are doing this instead of going to be locked up in some cellar ass place.
Nobody
because
gets
what are
fucking
you
locked
talking
up for
about?
a bumper, Nick.
Then you would not. You also wouldn't be fucking plowing someone's field. Then
I don't know, dude. Maybe this guy doesn't want money, and so the judge
punishment
is
has
having
to
a weird
match
day,
the
dude.
crime, right?
Dude, look, I'm not a judge. I'm not a lawyer. I don't study law in any way, so I don't claim to know exactly how court proceedings would follow in such a case, perhaps. But
I don't either. But I think I know enough to tell you.
I just want to know my motivations behind this field work, because I can definitely see some situations where I would probably succumb to an overwhelming feeling of superiority in my my commitment to this laborious act, and I could see the value behind that. I could also see that being massively aggravating. I'm like, I fucking had to take PTO for this shit, and I'm fucking sweating under the sun, and my balls are itchy.
Why?
I don't know. Like, am I being forced to do it? Is this my what am I growing, dude?
So. I would rather you lay out to me situations where you're not okay with plowing a field.
Yeah, okay, I've been kidnapped by a bunch of weird, like, inbred hillbillies, and they're, like, keeping me chained to their property, and I'm being forced to fucking plow their fields. I'm very unhappy in that situation. They probably don't fucking brush their teeth or wear chapstick.
I don't think this is a... So that's like your one Other than that, you're probably pretty down with plowing a field.
No, again, I mean, I've already presented the potential court mandated plowing situation. That's two
really ridiculous ones.
I don't think those are absurd at all.
Those are very absurd.
Given the fact that neither of us
field.
have plowing any fields on our foreseen calendar, I don't understand why hypotheticals aren't acceptable.
Those are just very outlandish hypotheticals.
Why?
What do you mean?
What
why?
do you mean? What do I mean?
How is someone going to kidnap you?
I've been kidnapped before.
It's a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. Not that long ago.
A while ago.
It was a while ago.
Long enough ago.
I can't argue that.
Do we want to do our breakdown of a ranking of WarioWare touched?
WarioWare touched. So I've actually already.
Oh, did we already do this last time?
No, we got the main body content.
Oh, and that's when
we realized we didn't. We have 4 minutes of just pre-recording bullshit.
God, that sucks.
Dude, wasn't that the best opening we've ever had?
It was. That was a really
so
fun
funny,
one.
dude.
It was.
Oh,
yeah.
God, it was so good.
Sorry that you couldn't be there. You had to be there.
Had to be there, literally, because that's.
It's literally
neither of us remember what the fuck happened. Boy. All right, so let's get back into this bad boy. WarioWare, Tooched. Flipping the right one. So,
you got a prediction on how this is going to turn out?
As far as overall rating?
Yep.
I've already rated it.
Oh.
Yeah. I jumped ahead into the future and I just pre-populated my answers. Yeah, I just thought that'd be a little time saver.
Sure.
For me.
Seems fair, doesn't it?
Sure. So I can give you a pretty honest speculation as to what I think my score will be, having already calculated it. Although we hadn't discussed, the mystery category,
right?
So, I mean, who knows? That could do any number of things to my overall rating.
Yeah, and right now we don't know what that's going to be.
Well, you don't. I'm not even thinking about it yet because we're not there.
All right.
Yeah.
What's our first category?
Category numero uno. Story.
5.
Really? What?
Is that too much?
You think it's absolutely neutral?
I think it is 100% neutral. Yeah. I enjoy it. Maybe give it a 6 because it is. It's
what?
It's there, but I don't. What am I supposed to be ranking here? I don't understand. There's no story.
Yeah, bro.
What'd you give it?
You're giving no story a 6?
It was funny for. Yeah, no, you're right.
So I hear what you're trying to say. I think, which is that there was really no story,
and there's no need.
There's no need for a story, right? You're just playing a bunch of micro games, but it is fun.
You stayed curious about the characters that were going to be coming out of the.
Yeah, but I don't give a shit about the character's story. I'm more interested in the character's games.
Yeah.
I don't even they could have given me an amorphous blob for every single
I'll give it a
character.
4. I'll give it a 4 on the negative side of average.
Oh shit! All right. Fucking finally, dude. I also scored it a 4 because of the exact reasons we just discussed.
All right. Glad we covered that.
Glad you came to your senses. Gameplay.
Honestly, probably I'm gonna say a 9.
Ooh, okay.
And it was all around. I don't have any complaints about the gameplay. It's not. I mean, my qualms with it were only solely that I wasn't looking forward to playing the game again because, like we said earlier, replayability is not. It's not there.
Yeah,
for me, at least.
The mystery of the next micro game is certainly a reason to really motivate you to continue to play. And coming back to it, it is fun. But I think I'm mostly with you there.
Like, but the mechanics of all the gameplay itself
Absolutely,
is totally fun.
I'm
Like,
right
it's
there. I'm right there with you.
like I had a
I
great
put it
time.
at an 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the same reason. On the subject of gameplay, though, because I think we're both ranking it pretty highly, right? It's not a very sophisticated level of gameplay,
Right.
but it picks a lane and it stays in it, and it provides a lot of pretty decent gameplay.
It does, but it does really well.
100%. There was a this writer for Nintendo World Report, and he wrote that the game's touchscreen's controls had aged poorly, stating, in the era of capacitive touch, the sluggishness of using a stylus can make these touch microgames frustrating. And I just want to say, fuck James Charlton.
Fuck you, James Charlton. Your name sounds like you're born out of a fucking rich pug's asshole.
Yeah, probably a communist.
Probably a fucking, like, probably goes to, like, Epstein's Island.
Well, not anymore. Right? That's not a thing anymore.
Well,
right?
yeah.
We shut that shit down, right?
I don't think so.
Fuck. Are you
I think
shitting me?
that's-
Like
yeah.
a new island because they're sneaky,
I
or
bet
like
it's the same islands.
God, you're probably fucking right.
I bet nothing happened there.
I mean, I'm still paying taxes.
I mean,
so-
this guy's fucking out here writing articles, so he's obviously still, you know.
Yeah, dude, fuck that guy, man. Like, what? I mean, don't.
It's fine.
I feel
because
like James Charlton hasn't played any of the games that you have to play claw style with the DS.
Or just you didn't push hard enough with the stylus. Because anytime I felt that, like, oh, that's not accurate, it's because I was fucking not pushing, like, I was being too light about it.
And
That's
you have a screen protector on yours, right?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit, I have one.
Oh, I know.
It's very thin, which is nice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I can definitely tell the difference between no and with. I don't really ever have a problem. I find the touchscreen to be very reactive.
Yeah.
Very. Now, that's not to say, like, again, I have no idea how coding correlation between touchscreen inputs and gameplay works for the DS platform. I don't know if it's hard coded in the OS and it's just a matter of providing some kind of software mapping or code mapping as far as what the inputs do.
I think it is.
I don't know how
because
freeform it is.
You do calibrate your through the system menu.
You do calibrate
Right.
touch point, and that makes
Oh,
sense.
but you mean through the OS?
But
or
yeah,
through
I just
yeah,
mean in
yeah,
terms of, like, is the DS platform itself doing all the. Again, I don't really know too much about how the coding and interpretation of the DS works in general, but I would assume there's mathematical whatever in there that computes probably angle and distance.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's any pressure sensitivity, so I don't think that's a thing.
Nope.
Obviously location, because there's kind of a 1-to-1 correlation usually for some mechanics, at least in some games. Anyway, Jesus, where the hell was I going with this? Just yeah. I don't know if it's on a specific game developer to map that out. I haven't really played any games yet that feel clunky. I will say that
There were a few parts.
hitboxes. I feel like there's hitboxes for some on-screen representations that are off.
Yeah.
Because I never feel like my touch is off or that it's receiving off input in terms of location and precision. Albeit sometimes the thickly rounded point of the stylus is
It's a little chunky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the most part, fuck James Charlton, right? Charlton. I
Charlton.
just want to make sure I'm cursing the right guy. Yeah, James Charlton. Fuck that guy.
Your name needs an S in it, man.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I actually am most certain that I forgot to mention him the first time we tried to record this.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that I got that off my
Me
chest.
too.
'Cause I've been carrying
I'm
that
glad
around
you did
for
too.
fucking ever.
I bet.
Ugh. So yeah. All right, you got a 9 for gameplay. I got an 8 audio.
5.
Yeah, man. I don't even think there's anything that needs said about that. I also gave it a 5.
It's there. The music is all right.
Yeah.
There were a couple tracks that I thought were pretty groovy.
Yeah, there was some groovage happening occasionally.
But it's pretty much
Pretty mid.
shows the beginning of what you'll see, like, it's a continuation of the looping that you see in older games.
Yeah.
A little bit more evolved, so the loops are kind of more catchy and more fun.
Yeah, it doesn't and again, the speed of gameplay just you're not doing the same thing for very long ever.
Yeah.
And that honestly for the most part includes audio.
Yeah.
So everything's pretty unique and it's pretty quick. It didn't detract, didn't necessarily add.
No.
So I'm with you. I also scored it a 5. Stylus, good, bad.
Good.
Yeah.
We just covered that.
Yeah. Rating out of 10?
Oh, we rate that out of 10?
Yeah, I don't know why I presented it good, bad. I have I have in my notes, I have in parentheses good, bad, as though that was a question for me at some point. I don't have a better explanation for that.
I give it probably like a 7.
7? Ooh. Okay.
7 to an 8, just because it's good, but it's early enough on in the DS where there is room for it to grow.
Yeah, I don't.
But I have trouble
5-month
thinking
game.
of like a fault. I can't think of any faulty.
Yeah, as far as a stylus rating goes, I don't feel like we pushed the needle anywhere. And again, I'm quite confident this was a launch title for the DS. So not that it needed to be groundbreaking, but it stayed within the lines, and it did a pretty solid job of it. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Except for the fly one, like the really advanced fly one where the flies are flying across. That is one of the smaller targets, and they're erratic, so you got to really just smack them.
See, and I did fine with those.
Well, but when you get to like 6 or 7 of them, and they're all being released at once,
It's fair.
that's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
That's really my only gripe, I think, as far as stylus goes. So where you landing? 7?
I'll
8?
say an 8, 7.
7?
7.
All right, bet. I had an 8.
All right.
Visuals.
It's such an interesting thing to rate because when you go into such a subjective. I like the art style. I think it's.
Don't overthink it, man. What's your heart telling you?
I'm gonna say a 7 again.
Okay. All right.
What did you say?
I gave it a 6.
Okay.
I did it wasn't spectacular again. Vastly different themes across, and they were quirky and semi-unique for the most part. Very simple. And I don't know if that was strictly a design choice or if that was also that if the timeline was also a major factor in that, which I have to imagine to some extent it definitely was.
Oh yeah,
5-month
5 months.
timeline is fucking insane. So I mean, because character art is pretty. I mean, it's the Wario characters, so it's pretty decent.
There seems to
Everything
be
else is very. Oh, jeez.
kind of crunchy.
Crunchy is a great term.
It's funny because we liked the crunch in Dementia of the last episode.
Yeah.
But crunch
the visuals
in this one
crunchy.
didn't need it. It would have benefited from more pixel.
Yeah, had they gone like pixel backdrops and stuff like that, they could have done something cool. But pixel art can be a bitch. Too.
Yeah, and it's still that would have definitely because I think your characters are kind of pixely sprite based.
Yeah.
Whereas your backgrounds have that hand drawn. Right? Am I recalling right?
Yeah, some of them they definitely looked hand drawn. Some of them, I mean, they look like they're dragging shapes in paint. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, there was always at least some accurate representation. Like I always could tell what stuff was for the most part. It just, again, nothing special.
Yeah,
but quirky.
Quirky.
It at least stayed true to that. Like
yeah, it had a fun
the
style.
direction was there as far as whatever the fuck they were going for.
You know what it is?
Hmm.
It's Fooly Cooly.
Oh.
Just that like rambunctious, like because the term Fooly Cooly is like its own thing of like, just like that really spontaneous Japanese anime manga.
Yeah,
type
no,
shit.
I know what you're saying. I wanted to reach over and slap you at I enjoyed WarioWare Touched. Not enough for a direct comparison to Fooly Cooly, but in terms of the like literal like style, by definition,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
For sure. Yeah,
it
just
reminds me of
weird
the
and
dad
wacky.
in Fooly Cooly. The Wario and the dad from Fooly Cooly are like very similar
Oh my God.
energy,
Just fucking
chaos.
just chaos, crackhead,
Yep.
Yeah, dude, Wario's a weird fucking dude. So you giving it a 7 again, right?
Yep.
Damn. All right. And now for the mystery category, I have one in mind. I don't
I'd
know
like
about
to
you.
hear what yours is.
Garlic.
Yeah. I was gonna say poopy genies.
Ooh, poopy genies. Damn. That's a good one too.
I'd say out of garlic, I'd give it probably how many cloves are in a head of garlic?
I mean, typically several, but I don't know that there's an exact. I mean, there's probably a general ballpark, but I think it depends on the size of a given clove, and yeah, I don't have an answer for that one.
I give it 3 cloves out of 4.
3 cloves out of 4. Okay. I didn't factor in the math in my spreadsheet for cloves of garlic. Certainly not out of a 4-part scale.
Yeah, I gotta throw this one.
So the whole thing's fucked. But that's okay. I would give it probably. Damn. No, I would give it 4 poopy genies out of 4 poopy genies.
I agree. The amount of poopy genies was just right.
It was
could
just
used a
right.
little more garlic, though.
I could have used a little bit. Well, so you get garlic twice because he eats it that first time, right, to feel better. But then there's that second time he eats that fucked up garlic and it turns him into Super Wario Garlic Boy. I don't remember his name. He looked fucked up though.
Gario.
Gario. Yeah, I don't remember what the fuck his name was. Okay, so then so I'm just looking over the numbers here and factoring for our various 0 out of 10 or 0 to 10 scale for
with the 25%.
Previous 5 categories, and then we've got the 3 out of 4 cloves of garlic, and then we have the 4 out of 4 poopy genies. That puts us at a broad stroke of 6'2" and 6'4", and the aforementioned poopy genies and garlic cloves. So a pretty even points spread right there. I mean, I think that's just the closest tune I've ever been. Just
above medium.
But I mean, when you consider like all of the broad spectrum of things that we're rating against, I feel that's pretty fair.
I think so too.
A good game. Because I feel like we'll eventually get to a game that we both enjoy, and we'll hit it with a 4.
Yeah.
Again, would I recommend this game? Absolutely. You can literally knock it out in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Especially if you're autistic. No problem.
Yeah, it's a great experience in that quick snippet because you get so quickly sucked in.
Yeah, I definitely want to play some of the other ones. And I'll be honest, like, because I know we've talked about grouping like some of the short, maybe gotcha style, not literally, but like, just some of these shorter kind of direct to whatever games, like all the Barbie games, right? Just getting those over in one run, because I don't know that I want to do 8 episodes about Barbie games. I feel like we could have tagged another WarioWare title in here had I known this one was so short. Because there's at least one other for the DS, right?
I don't know if there is. I don't think there
I'm gonna fucking puke, dude. Are you shitting me?
You could pull up the list real quick.
Oh yeah, because it's on the motherfucking.
I think it's in alphabetical.
Bink.
I'm gonna put my money on no. There's not.
Yeah.
I think it's just this one. There might be like a Wario Land.
They probably, maybe, yeah, I don't know. I'd want to play one of those too. I haven't played a Wario Land title either.
Yeah, I've played a few moments of it, but not a lot.
Yeah. Well, good game. I enjoyed it, honestly.
Yeah,
perfect for the chaos that is life right now. I could just smack that bitch down pretty quick.
Yeah, perfect. Pick
get
up
a
and
nice
play.
amount of fun out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked that one.
I did too. I'm glad it's over.
I do want to get into something with a little bit more meat on its bones. I could use a cohesive story, even perhaps.
I do feel that. We did randomize this last week, or when we recorded.
That's right. We finally actually built a actual
Our
randomizer
randomizer.
that will randomize all of the games.
Do you want to use it? Or do we want to go with what it had picked last time?
I think we just, I don't know.
Let's pull up the randomizer, see what we get.
Yeah.
How are you? You've put a little bit of time into it. The
Are we
game
gonna
is
leave
not
it?
to be
Are we
named.
gonna leave it unnamed?
Yeah.
Yeah. I put some time into it.
With that, I'll let you make the decision.
I need to put more time into it, and I wouldn't be opposed to continuing on with it right now. I could go either way. I'm also down to, because you know me, I like a little bit of chance, a little mystery.
Yeah.
Damn it, I kind of wanna pull it. I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna have to pull it up because
All right.
I think the cat tripped on my power cord or something, and my computer's offline right now.
I got you. All right, and the randomizer has spoken.
All hail.
We will be playing Harvest Moon DS.
Fuck yeah, dude. I haven't played one of those yet.
I've played a little bit of one on the Game Boy Color, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought you were a big Harvest Moon fan. No,
No, I've never really played them.
maybe I'm confusing it with is it Animal Crossing?
I do like Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they similar? Do you know enough about it?
I don't think they're close enough to call them similar.
Dude, if it's anything like Stardew Valley,
I believe Stardew Valley
fuck
takes
yes.
a lot of influence from
okay.
Harvest Moon.
Fuck yeah, I'm fucking stoked for this then.
Yeah.
I fucking love Stardew Valley.
Hell yeah.
I'm a fucking little cottagecore bitch.
I'm kind of excited to get into this one too. It seems like a perfect laying in bed one.
That's exactly what I think I'll be doing with this.
Keeps raining like this. It'll be a good,
perfect,
dude.
cozy.
Yeah.
Dude, we've had so much rain, and that's all I want to do is like I don't want to curl up in the window and just fucking play some handheld shit.
Hell yeah. Be a cat playing handheld games in the rainy day window. That sounds great.
Dude, it's literally my life dream to be the lo-fi girl. By the way, if you haven't seen it, YouTube lo-fi theory. I don't remember if that's what it's called. There's like a lore. Somebody like dug up the lore of lo-fi girl.
Oh.
Because apparently, like, the videos are changing and stuff. I think it sounds like maybe it's like a subtle pointer to some kind of drop from the creator or whoever just behind it. Like I don't know if they're going to open a shop or do their own thing.
Well,
you
can now order, like, they do vinyl pressings, and also they do, like, bobblehead things or something like that you can get of her.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like Funko Pop shit or what?
Yeah, kind of, I think.
Okay.
Similar.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, trademarked.
All right, let's hop off this, hop into the fields.
Fuck yeah. Oh my god, dude. That whole plowing bit. Damn it.
Wow.
Yeah, what's that about? Holy shit.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, dude.
That's great.
Oh, wow. Damn, and you fucking now you know, dude. If you're talking to your buddy about Pocket Cast and they don't get that connection, it's because they pussed out halfway through the fucking episode.
You're like, dude, did you catch that? Did you catch that beginning to end there?
Hell yeah, dude. The post credits, yeah, you gotta stick around.
All right. Have a great fortnight.
See you guys next whenever.